Welcome back to The Wandering Screen. I'm Matt Koss, and today we're diving into The Last Showgirl starring Pamela Anderson. This is a film that's quickly making waves, so let's get into it. The Last Showgirl, featuring a stunning performance by Pamela Anderson, might become the sleeper hit of the 2025 award season. With 2 Golden Globe nominations under its belt, one for Best Song and the other for Best Actress in a Drama for Anderson, it's already making its mark. This film offers something powerful, a story of resilience during abrupt change and the quiet strength behind the glittering facade set against the backdrop of Las Vegas. It's the kind of film that sneaks up on you, drawing you in with its tender story of passion, vulnerability, and the complexities of aging in an industry that thrives on youth and beauty. Anderson plays Shelly, a legendary showgirl who has spent 30 years at the Razzle Dazzle, a Las Vegas institution. Shelly is proud of her legacy, but when she learns that the show is closing in 2 weeks, she's faced with the harsh reality of what comes next. Her friends are 2 younger dancers played by Brenda Song and Kiernan Shipka, who will easily find work once the show closes, while former showgirl Annette, Jamie Lee Curtis, is now a cocktail waitress and just barely holding it together. The film starts with Shelly on stage in the spotlight at an audition. She's nervous, almost breathless, but she answers the interviewer's questions, and before we see her dance, we're taken to 2 weeks prior when Shelly finds out the show will be closing permanently. So we see where we're going to end up. What evolves is a story about the shutting of one chapter and the opening of one that thrusts you into a vast unknown. The film actually reminded me of Nomadland with its exploration of what it means to start over and embrace change when it's forced upon you. Now, Shelly isn't perfect. Far from it, actually. She's a bit of a mess, grappling with a fractured relationship with her daughter Hannah, played by Billie Lourd, whom she neglected in favor of her showgirl career. Having devoted 3 decades to the show, Shelly faces the stark reality of limited options in an industry that values the next big thing. Anderson's performance gives Shelly a depth and humanity that is nothing short of extraordinary. There's a rawness to her portrayal, a quiet vulnerability beneath the surface of a larger-than-life onstage character. The gentleness of her breathy, raspy voice is perfectly paired with simmering insecurities and fears, making her eventual emotional release feel both earned and cathartic. Aging sucks, it's never glamorous, and Anderson captures it with heartbreaking honesty. The supporting cast are really strong too. Brenda Song is great, and Shipka's portrayal of Jodie, a 19-year-old dancer caught between tradition and the new racier entertainment sweeping the scene, adds a contrast to Shelly's more nostalgic and stubborn character. And then there's Dave Bautista, who shines as Eddie, the loyal stage manager who feels the weight of the show's closure just as much as the performers do. And he has a bit more of a relationship to Shelly that we learn later on. Jamie Lee Curtis, as a former showgirl now reduced to being a cocktail waitress, is like a confluence of iconic roles for the actress. Annette is tough and no nonsense on the surface, but reveals layers of longing and regret that add emotional depth to the film. She has a dance sequence on top of a poker table. What I really loved about the film is how director Gia Coppola gives the performers ample space to breathe and allows the camera to linger in intimate moments. Often the camera is sitting back as a participant in the room or observing from afar, so the actors are using the set and engaging the world without interruption. There's a moment when Shelly is saying goodbye to her daughter Hannah in the driveway, and she doesn't want Hannah to leave. Shelly's wearing heels, feeling uneasy, teetering from side to side, just unable to stand still. And I loved that visual understanding of the character and how it creates this delicate intimacy between the audience and Shelly. I felt like a neighbor watching across the street. The script by Kate Gersten builds with small moments, like when Shelly gets her paycheck from Eddie and sees a deduction for the costume she accidentally broke. It's a simple but devastating moment that underscores how far the show has fallen and just how much Shelly needs that money. And the small human details throughout the film make Shelly's struggle feel all the more tangible. The film's aesthetic is dreamlike, with a misty-eyed quality that makes The Last Showgirl feel like a memory. The production design by Natalie Zering and costumes by Jacqueline Getty capture the stark contrast between the glamorous dressing rooms and stage and lighting and glitter and glam and the desolate desert streets of Las Vegas just beyond the strip. Shelly isn't walking around her house in sparkles, she's us, trackies and a hoodie. These are regular people struggling and doing the best they can. If there's one problem that I have with the film, it's the use of handheld camera work, which I found a bit jarring at the start of the film, particularly during a scene where Shelly goes to the roof for some air. It just made me feel queasy, but this is just a small distraction in an otherwise well-crafted film. The Last Showgirl is a brilliant showcase for Pamela Anderson, one that may even surprise her harshest critics. Her performance is layered and vulnerable and proof that there's so much more to her talent than the public image she's carried for years. If the award season hype proves true, she may well be a contender to watch, and she's certainly set to make waves in a major way. This is a film about the choices we make, the dreams we chase, and the price we pay for them. The Last Showgirl is a must-see that will leave you thinking long after the credits roll.
Feeling seen, feeling beautiful, that is powerful. And I can't imagine my life without it. Doing a job that you don't really love, that's hard.
You've made it to the end of the video. Thanks so much for watching. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe for all the latest reviews. Are you excited for this one? Leave me a comment below and see you next time.